Brought to you by DOGRA, a One Digital Hearing Aid Center Jammu, offering special discounts for senior citizens and reimbursement scheme for government employees. Hello viewers, you're watching Jammu Links News. I am Mannat Gupta and welcome to the daily updates of Midday News. Let's begin. One of the two terrorists who was killed in an encounter in Handwara on Wednesday has been identified as Lashkar-e-Toiba commander Nasiruddin Lone. Lone was involved in the killing of 3 CRPF Jawans at Sopur on April 18, 2020 and CRPF Jawans at Handwara on May 4, 2020. 2 unidentified terrorists were killed in an encounter with the security forces in the Ganipura Kralgund area of Handwara on Wednesday. In Shopian, one unidentified terrorist was killed in an encounter that broke out between security forces and terrorists. Setting the tone and tenor of government's relentless pursuit towards ensuring extensive development across J&K, the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha on Wednesday, while reviewing the developmental scenario in Baramulla district, approved Rs 21 crore funding under JKIDFC for completing jetty bridge awaiting completion for 22 years and directed for completion of the project within 2 years. Terming peace imperative for development, the Lieutenant Governor sought active participation of people in maintaining peace and stability and said that various efforts are being made to meet the developmental aspirations of the people. The centre has ordered immediate withdrawal of about 10,000 paramilitary forces personnel from the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The decision was taken after the Ministry of Home Affairs reviewed the deployment of the Central Armed Police Forces in the Union Territory. As per the directions, a total of 40 companies of the Central Reserve Police Force and 20 each of the Central Industrial Security Force, the Border Security Force and the Sashastra Seema Bal will be taken out of Jammu and Kashmir by this week. India's coronavirus tally breached the 28 lakh cases mark with 69,652 COVID-19 cases reported in the country in the last 24 hours, informed the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. With this, the latest spike, the total case stand at 28,36,926, which is inclusive of 6,86,395 active cases, while 977 deaths due to COVID-19 were reported in the last 24 hours. In India, taking the number of deaths to 53,866, it added. The number of cured or discharged or migrated patients in the country stands at 20,96,665. The novel coronavirus cases in Jammu and Kashmir crossed the 30,000 mark on Wednesday with 708 new infections, while 11 more deaths took the toll to 572. There are 6,965 active cases of the coronavirus disease and 22,497 patients have recovered so far. Among the 708 new cases, 606 were from Kashmir and 102 from the Jammu region, taking the total to 30,034. The Jammu and Kashmir administration has so far evacuated over 3 lakh residents of the Union Territory stranded in other parts of the country due to the coronavirus-induced lockdown, according to the official data. A total of 119 special trains arrived at Jammu and Udhampur railway stations from different parts of India with about 1,01,244 passengers, while about 2,27,976 people from other states and UTs, including 906 from abroad, have been evacuated by the government, while road till date the data showed. The Army on Wednesday issued an advertisement in local newspaper asking people to share credible inputs for its probe into the killing of 3 alleged terrorists in an encounter last month, following allegations by families in the Rajouri area of Jammu region that as many of the kin were missing from the same place. The encounter took place on July 18th when the army claimed to have killed 3 terrorists at Amshipura in the higher reaches of Shopian in South Kashmir. The army has already instituted a high-level court of inquiry to probe the incident, and statements of army personnel were recorded on Tuesday. Srinagar has earned the distinction of being amongst the 9 districts across the country that have achieved 100% implementation of the centrally sponsored Jal Jeevan Mission to provide piped drinking water to every household. Authorities are now planning to install smart water meters across the city under the Srinagar Smart City project to check misuse of the resource. Central Kashmir's Gandarbal is another J&K district among the first 9 across the country to have drinking water connections to every rural household under the centre's Har Ghar Nal Se Jal program in the first year of its launch. Terming it as a landmark reform in the history of independent India, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh on Wednesday hailed the government's approval of the proposal to set up a national recruitment agency to conduct a common eligibility test for job seekers in the country. The CET will be conducted for selection to non-gazetted posts in the central government and public sector banks. The CET score of the candidate shall be valid for a period of 3 years from the date of declaration of the result, Singh said.
Sections of society which are at a disadvantage on one account or the other. उदाहरण के तौर पर economically not so privileged strata और lower economic strata. जैसा कि बताया गया कि सारा साल जब सिलेक्शन के इम्तहान होते रहें और सेंटर अलग अलग रहें तो इस इंट्रोजीनस देश में ये संभव नहीं रहता कि हर उम्मीदवार हर जगह अपने आप को उपस्थित कर पाए.
Advisor to Lieutenant Governor Farooq Khan took stock of progress of sports infrastructure development works at multi-purpose indoor sports hall Polo Ground and Water Sports Centre Nehru Park. During his visit to multi-purpose indoor sports hall Polo Ground, Advisor Khan inspected various sections of the sports facility and had a first-hand stock of the ongoing works. He directed the concerned executing agency to pace up the remaining works at the sports hall so that the facility would be dedicated to the sports persons and other players at the earliest. Divisional Commissioner Jammu Sanjeev Verma convened a meeting of Defence Estate Officers to review the status of land requisition cases of Army pertaining to District Jammu, Samba and Udhampur. Threadbare discussion was held on various land cases of Army pertaining to these districts. The DEOs apprised the Divisional Commissioner of present status of land requisition and acquisition cases in their respective districts. The Divisional Commissioner sought case-wise details and asked the concerned officers for resolving all the pending acquisition and requisitions.